Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome you all on behalf of the Departments of Economics, Environmental Sciences, Gender and Development Studies of Lahore College, Farooq University, Lahore, to the International Conference on Contemporary Challenges in Global Sustainability, navigating towards a resilient future with a focus on economic, environment, and gender dynamics. First of all, I would like to request Dr. Uzma Ashik Khan, Senior Faculty Member from Gender and Development Studies, Professor Dr. Arfa Tahir, Chairperson, Department of Environmental Sciences, to take their respective seats on the stage. Professor Dr. Muhammad Afzal, Chairperson, Department of Economics and Dean, Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences, Professor Dr. Paul Liu, Director of International Affairs, College of Science, NC State University, US, Professor Dr. Tariq Majid, Director, School of Economics, I think he is not here, Ms. Sumera Salat, our worthy Vice Chancellor, and our Honorable Chief Guest, Professor Dr. Shahid Munir Sir, Chairman, Punjab Higher Education Commission. Please, sir, take your respective seats. Thank you everyone for gracing the stage with your presence. This is our great honor to host this esteemed gathering of distinguished scholars, policymakers, industry leaders, and passionate advocates. We are at a defining moment in our collaborative journey towards achieving sustainability. Our work is facing unprecedented challenges like climate change, economic inequalities, and social disparities that require innovative and integrated solutions. So this conference is not just an opportunity to discuss these imperative challenges. This is a platform to inspire action, foster collaboration, and drive meaningful change. Our goal is to identify pathways that lead to resilient and sustainable future for all. Our respected guest, Professor Dr. Tariq Majid, Director, School of Economics, Skyline University, has been arrived. Please give a big round of applause. Sir, please grace the stage. We will gracious presence. Please join us on the stage. Together, we have the power to transform the challenges into opportunities and build a resilient, sustainable world. Let us embark on this journey with hope, ambition, and a shared vision for a brighter future. I request Ms. Sadia Arif for the recitation of the Holy Quran.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الرحمن علم القرآن
Zakina. Please rise for the national anthem. Now I request the chief organizer, the conference chair, Professor Dr. Muhammad Azil, Chairperson Economics Department, Dean Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in giving a big round of applause for Dr. Azil for his untiring efforts in making this conference a reality.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I feel pleasure to welcome all of you in this 3 days international conference organized by Department of Economics, Department of Environmental Sciences, Department of Gender and Development Studies, Women Development Center. Dear audience, it is the best example of interdisciplinary collaboration, at least at campus. Honorable guest, ICW is one of the largest women university in South Asia, gathering more than 20,000 students, 20,000 female students at campus. ICW falls in Times Higher Education and QS ranking, improving her position every year. Thank you all the participants, paper presenters, conferencier, co-chair, discussant, and keynote speakers. A special thanks to honorable guests outside the country from US, UK, China, Germany. So we are very thankful to you. You spare your time for sharing your valuable research with our students, faculty members, and audience. Special thanks to honorable chief guest, Professor Dr. Shahabuddin. Professor Dr. Shahabuddin is always very helpful in organizing such events like this conference, and we are very thankful for your presence. Another thanks to Professor Dr. Tariq Majid. ये एक और भी अमर है कि तारिक मुझे खुशी हो रही है कि he's my student too. Definitely. You will enjoy this session. You will learn from the experience of the seniors, keynote speakers, paper presenters, and you will add in your stock of knowledge. Inshallah, we will try our best to provide you every type of facility in these 3 days. Thank you all, please. Thank you.
Really, our sincere appreciation goes to you for your exemplary leadership and guidance. Our first keynote speaker for today's inaugural session of this 3 days international conference is Professor Dr. Paul Liu, He is the Director of International Affairs at College of Science, NC. Oh. Professor Dr. Jenny Dixon, actually she has joined us online. She is the Corporate Relations and Partnerships Lead at North Carolina Institute for Climate Studies, where she drives collaboration across academia, government, and the private sector to innovate with environmental data. She strategically supports National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, National Center for Environmental Information Services and Assessments, and Secretariat's initiative with NOAA, Big Data Program, and the US-India Partnership for the Climate Resilience. Dixon also contributes to climate resilience projects, including North Carolina Climate Science Report and Resiliency Plan, and research for the real estate sector. Thank you so much for joining us, ma'am. And now over to you, please.
As I was introduced, I work for Academic Research Institute at a government data center, so it's a little complicated. When I worked for the U.S. Department of Commerce and their National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, this government agency, when the Research Institute in NC State works with the government, we are known as a Cooperative Research Institute. So it is today I will wear multiple different roles and multiple different hats, but I speak as an Academic Research Institute. And you'll hear me kind of refer to this as NOAA Success. So that is our federal building here in Asheville, North Carolina. And the building itself actually is the world's largest archive to environmental data. So I'll be speaking a little bit more about that shortly. So I am the Director of Engagement, and in that role, I oversee a couple of key parameters, not only for the Research Institute, but also for NOAA and its programs. In this role as an engagement officer, we spend a lot of time on workforce development, education, and outreach. But notably, I spent most of my time engaging with business and industry, as I spent the first part of my career in business and industry, looking for climate data and information to address climate change and sustainability programs and projects. And during that time, it was a challenge to understand where is the source of the data and how might we optimally use it for different decision making. A lot has happened since I left industry, and I've been with the Research Institute for 13 years now, and we've spent a lot of time in the government agency as a research institute to enhance activities in user engagement. So, as I mentioned earlier, a portion of my job as an engagement officer is to support NOAA. NOAA is under the U.S. Department of Commerce, which is one of the departments under the federal government of the United States. The U.S. Department of Commerce has many subsidiary offices, one of which is NOAA. And within NOAA, there are many different line offices. But you might see here, I am part of the National Centers for Environmental Information in Asheville, North Carolina. It's a small town in the mountains of North Carolina, which is southeast of the United States. This particular data center houses the world's largest archive of environmental data, all the way from the sun to the ocean and everything in between. So I feel a little proud and privileged to be able to work in this data center at the source of the data with some of the more esteemed scientists working on key topics like global temperature change, extreme heat, rainfall, extreme precipitation. You name it, and I believe that kind of happens within the data center and across the world. So I just want to give you a quick overview of the type of information that is available, and it's available openly and freely for anyone across the world. As part of the government agency, NOAA has a variety of different observing systems, from buoys to satellites to radars to lidars. This information is collected, observed. So at NOAA, we collect a lot of different types of data, and this is available freely, openly, and publicly for anyone across the world. We collect information on climate and weather, includes national assessments that we've talked about, climate normals, billion-dollar disasters, so on and so forth. This includes information about oceans and space, and weather and climate. There are about petabytes and petabytes, 50, 65 petabytes, and it keeps growing. So there's a lot of data there. It's important to share some of the information that might be interesting to researchers in Pakistan and other places. We have information about the US as well as the world, including things like snowfall index and tornado and hourly precipitation and climate change data. So please have a look. All of this is available freely and openly. NCBI does have information about world data, and this includes information on oceanography and paleoclimatology. It has and partners with organizations like the International Hydrographic Organization. So with this, we have, world information about temperature, precipitation, digital elevation models, and as part of the data archiving and science efforts, there are a lot of research that goes on collaboratively with other partners across the world. So today I just want to spend briefly talking about the economic value of some of this data and what some of the programs are. This past year, January 2024, the President Biden and Harris administration invested $85 million in a concept called the Industry Proving Grounds. And this is primarily a part of the climate ready nation efforts, where the goal is to strengthen climate resilience and adaptation activities by investing and partnering with business and industry. So the Industry Proving Grounds is led by NOAA and CEI in Asheville, and the goal is very unique and different, and that is to radically improve delivery of data and information for 3 key industry sectors. This is moving very fast, and I've circled the retail section. This is because I lead the retail efforts, and I'm going to share a little bit more about that. So when we talk about retail, what does that mean? We've partnered with an organization in the US called the Retail Industry Leaders Association. This is a membership-oriented group that's very large, and they primarily work in supporting the retail industry. So retail in the United States includes, you might be familiar with some of them, Walmart, Target, Dollar Tree. Some of these companies may have presence in Southeast Asia. Maybe, let's see, I have to look them up. But topics that the retail industry is interested in when it comes to climate and weather and extreme weather, supply chain, sustainability efforts, and what they call asset protection. How can they protect their warehouses, distribution centers, vehicles, and other assets that are affected by extreme weather? So the NOAA Department of Commerce collaboration with this organization is to work together, build, test, and deploy new data sets, working together with industry experts that are part of conference discussions to build information solutions that specifically meet the needs of the industry. And this is a new initiative and a new concept under the IPG efforts. Well, it's all started as part of what we call listening sessions. And I was part of those listening sessions back during COVID days, when we held virtual listening sessions with 5 key different industry sectors and the NOAA administrator as well as the Department of Commerce secretary. These listening sessions helped us to understand what and how the industries are facing weather and climate challenges, what their opportunities are, and what information that NOAA, the government, and the research institute can help provide. So the goal here is to rapidly build and accelerate information that again meets the needs of the industry, largely to respond to sustainability and extreme weather challenges. The other big effort within NOAA that we at the Research Institute are very heavily involved with, and I lead the engagement efforts for, is called the NOAA Open Data Dissemination Program. This is a NOAA enterprise-wide program that again makes available NOAA data via the cloud. This was started as a research effort about 7 to 8 years ago, and it was an experiment where NOAA and its partners worked with 3 cloud service providers, Microsoft, AWS, and Google Cloud. Fast forward to today, this is an operational activity under the NOAA Office of Chief Information Office. The program essentially moves NOAA data to the cloud, and users from all over the world can access this data publicly, openly, freely, and access the cloud buckets. There are no restrictions and does not require any registration. The transformation effort on making NOAA data accessible via the cloud has been enormous in supporting breakthrough efforts for users in the energy industry, supply chain industry. We were just on a call earlier today with energy bill forecasters that are accessing weather prediction models via the cloud and access wind and solar information to understand how to integrate renewable energy generation with traditional energy sources. So we have lots of NOAA data in the cloud. The key thing that makes these sort of programs successful is that it's part of a broader ecosystem. In this particular effort, we work very closely with our cloud partners, the end users, and other parts of NOAA who make the data available and collect the observations directly. So these efforts where we work collaboratively with industry and with other partners really began by our team listening. The way we listen is by participating in conferences, being active in discussions like this, and forming relationships with different user communities. As part of the NOAA team, the NOAA Open Data team, we decided, based on input from our users, that there was a huge demand on understanding how to access and use NOAA data in the cloud. So we started a concept called Office Hours. Office Hours is a NOAA public webinar series where users can interact with NOAA scientists and our team and ask questions and essentially walk into the professor's office to understand data and how to analyze it using cloud tools. This concept has been pretty helpful because by opening our doors, calling office hours, we're inviting users to interact with NOAA scientists in a more casual environment. A key part of engagement is, again, listening. So our efforts today have started years ago where we worked with a number of different industry sectors and held these listening sessions. Listening sessions were held with a lot of users across the industry. And the idea was to understand fundamentally what and how these different industry organizations are experiencing climate change. What data they're currently using from NOAA, what data they're currently using from other sources, what and how can we integrate existing information with their information to build innovative capacities, working with scaling up new concepts, and a key part of what we heard was demand for new information, or access to the information in a more user-friendly way. That's just some of the things we've heard. As part of being an engagement officer, it is through listening that we understand how to develop innovative response mechanisms. So most recently, we were giving a talk at the American Meteorological Society conference, and it occurred to me at this particular conference in Washington, D.C., the diversity of perspectives. So with this particular focus on gender dynamics, I wanted to offer a few of my personal experiences and a few comments regarding climate change and impact to particularly women. It is very clearly documented that women are disproportionately affected by climate change, particularly in low-income communities or in third world communities. They face a lot of barriers in understanding the language, the vocabulary, don't necessarily have the information, not involved in policy and decision-making opportunities. They often are dealing with social, cultural norms that make them feel they're not invited to the table or to the discussions. And oftentimes they're not involved in having ownership to land, information, or solutions. But yet we know women are key, powerful agents of change, and because of their community-based collaborations and networks just from being women, they are a key force in adaptation and resilience strategies. So I just wanted to offer a few remarks in terms of what we think could be helpful in advancing the roles of female environmentalists. We think it begins with education, and as an engagement officer, I see the importance and the differences that women and young women face when they are in discussions, in meetings. We think by investing in education and training programs, it helps to empower women to gain a voice and to use that voice. Women work very well in community-based approaches, so let's develop heat warning information that reaches them at the level that they can take action. There are methods that we can deploy and employ building off of UN and World Bank and other experiences where we can leverage women's input and help them advocate for themselves. So that is just a few of the things that we have noticed, and our role in the US as part of my job as engagement officer, the key part is to ensure that women are included in discussions in the planning stages. And it's a concerted effort. We make it a point. This particular research project with NC State and Department of State has really given us a terrific opportunity to interact with our Pakistani colleagues. I was asked today to offer a few of my own personal remarks on my own experience. I couldn't help but connect with the other colleagues at my department at NOAA. So it is with my two physical scientists from NOAA and CEI, Heather Brown and Ira Sanchez, that we identified a few bullets that we think we would like to share with this particular community. We think that women's superpower entails inclusivity and listening. But oftentimes we feel that women are not always heard, and we're not heard in the same way or heard in the same way that our male colleagues will be heard. Oftentimes, especially in the US, or at least in our own personal experience, we find that when women speak up, it is met with mixed reactions. Sometimes when women are vocal or too vocal, there's a perception that women are being too aggressive, and then the message is lost. So how do we correct that? A lot of times we find that women, even though they carry many degrees and are esteemed professionals, often are tasked with what we call house chores in professional meetings. We'll have to find a way to work as a team. There's a lot that happens even in the US, and as a professional myself, in terms of making sure that our voices and our comments are being heard and respected. But that means we as women also have to develop effective communication methods while preserving the authenticity of the message and our own personalities. This is not always easy, given different priorities and different meetings and different personalities. So it's not, I recognize that it's not always possible, and how do we work together? One solution we discovered to bring to this particular group is to find a champion, to find another colleague, another professor, another senior female colleague, or a male colleague who can help other students, other females find their voice. And lastly, we wanted to remind everyone that it's important to build the courage to bridge the networks, be part of discussions like this, and to help normalize women's superpower. I think it's probably fair to say that by being curious and being open-minded and being perseverant, we can begin to address climate change adaptation and resilience and start to build engagement methods that build relationships within our own country, within our own projects, within our own universities, and then internationally this particular effort. So with that, I'd like to say thank you, and thank you very much for this opportunity. For those interested in the NC State effort, there's the website. I captured the screenshots. My colleagues are in the room with you, and I'm happy to take questions.
Thank you, Dr. Kelly, for that enlightening session. Continuing with what you just said about women voices, we have here with us today Mr. Maratona, who's currently working as the Secretary of the Women Development Department. Previously, she served as the Secretary for the Social Welfare Department and Literacy and Non-Formal Basic Education Department. She's also served as a Director for the Hall Museum. She has many years of diverse experience in service delivery, conflict resolution, livelihood, heritage, and environmental management and policy formulation. She has a master's degree in environmental change and management from Oxford University. Without further ado, I'd like to welcome her to the stage. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Dr. Shukran, I'm Vice Chancellor at Law College University. With our speakers, faculty, Dr. Usman Sheikh, students and guests. Thank you so much for inviting me today for this very important conference and for giving the opportunity to speak. At the outset, I would like to say that the department that I am today representing, the Women's Welfare Department, the reason for the establishment of this department was inclusivity. In order to ensure that we have inclusive growth, that everybody participates in the development of the province and of the country. And inclusivity is central to sustainability. There can be no sustainability unless each and every person, no matter who they are, where they're coming from, what their gender is, what their ethnicity, what their religion, beliefs, each and every person is included, is heard. We just heard the speaker before me. She talked about communication, she talked about being heard, about voices, and that is what the Department of Women Development is there for, to provide a platform for every voice to be heard. Obviously our work focuses on women, when we work for women, when we work for women empowerment, it is in the larger context. Obviously, the men and men and transgender and everybody work in the same place, in the same province, and when we talk about women empowerment, it means that everybody works together and we make changes, we make reforms, we bring in interventions that rethink and reformulate and reinvent the way we have been thinking, the way our institutions work, the way our capacities are built, and the way we look at each other, we think of each other, and we work with each other. Primarily this department is the department which is focusing on change in thinking, change in beliefs, in attitudes, and change in working together and living together. Talking about sustainability, there are a number of instruments, there are a number of interventions and policies that we have introduced in the department. We have the department, that is the basis of the work of our department. First of all, we have the women development policy. And because women development is an intersectoral, cross-sectoral, interdisciplinary area, that is why the policy also features many other sectors. There is no women development without this kind of collaboration, without taking into account all the other sectors, for example, education, health, agriculture, livestock, irrigation, environment, all of these and other sectors are integral to women development, and that is what is reflected in the policy as well. Then, based on the policy, we have an implementation framework for the implementation of the policy, and again, all the sectors are included with actions, short-term actions, medium-term actions, and long-term actions for each sector. So, our policy and our framework and other instruments are closely aligned with the SDGs. Now, we have the SDG 5 for gender equality, 10 for ensuring that there's no discrimination. However, none of the 17 SDGs can be fulfilled if they are not looked at from a gender lens. if there is, if inclusivity is not included. Each and every entity, whether it's education or health or sanitation or drinking water, across the board, partnerships, cities, everything, unless that development, that area and that sector is not looked at from a gender lens, from a inclusivity lens, then that particular entity cannot be fulfilled. So women and gender is actually not confined to SDG 5, it is actually it covers all the 17 SDGs. And that is why now recently, earlier when we used to formulate our projects or the sectors, we had to show how each project reflected a particular SDG that was relevant to that project or that sector. Now recently, another feature has been introduced in our planning process, whereby we have to show how that particular project is linked with women empowerment and with gender inclusivity. Now, this is a new step. It's a new step. Obviously, a lot of, you have mentioned a few things that I wanted to mention, and furthermore, very important things have been introduced in the working of the Punjab government. However, at the same time, we realize that all these issues are complex, are difficult, are new. And so, in order to implement all of these things properly, holistically, the way they are intended in the spirit requires a lot of commitment, a lot of resources, capacity building, training, and above all, collaboration. We have sustainability is not possible without connectivity, without collaboration, without coordination. No sector, no area works in a silo. We are all dependent upon, intensely dependent on each other. Society is all about interdependence. And so the realization that all of us require not only other people, but every living thing understand it. Living and non-living, everything is dependent upon, we are interconnected, interdependent. And so the sanctity of life, the sanctity of systems is integral. And that is why in the work of climate change also, the recently Punjab has adopted its climate change policy, and our department was actively involved in the formulation of that policy, because we wanted to ensure that gender and women empowerment and the role of women does not remain confined to one box within the policy, but that it is interspersed in every area and every part of the policy. So we have tried to do that. And recently I was reading a publication in which the entire publication is based on the realization that the work of climate change, adaptation to climate change, mitigation, response and facing climate change, women are integral to that work. So recognizing the role of women and the capacity of women and the potential of women to enable the world to face climate change and to adapt is very important and it's imperative. And that is why we as a department talk about peer representation. We have a peer representation act whereby it is ensured that every statutory body and organization, their boards, their task forces, they have at least 33% representation of women. Similarly, every selection committee, the recruitment committee must have at least one woman. Then the Punjab Public Service Commission, which is mandated for 25% of the members to be women. Again, our policy, we had different policy packages over the years, and in those policies, the affirmative action is embedded. So, the immediate demand for women to work, which includes interventions like quota for women, 15% quota in public sector jobs for women, then the mandatory maternity, paid maternity leave, relaxation of age in jobs for employment, then daycare centers, our department assists in the formulating statutory daycare center, working in masters. Then we have laws for women, for example, the harassment at workplace law, the violence law, we have laws like the enforcement of domestic property rights. So there is a range of activities that the government has undertaken, and at the same time we realize that no meaningful work can be done without collaboration of the public sector with the private sector and with the civil society. And so our department and the Punjab government provides a platform for everybody to work together. I do realize there's paucity of time, so I will end it at this particular just by saying that thank you so much for organizing this international conference, because obviously sustainability is a global concern, and when we all work together, then achieve what is most crucial and most important for us, the sustainability of life, of system, and of this beautiful planet that we inhabit. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, respected Ms. Sumaira Samad, Secretary, Women Development Department. Definitely your role is very much important in accomplishing our sustainable development goals as you are working on the empowering women. That is very important. Thank you so much. Next keynote speaker is Professor Dr. Parlu, is the Director of International Affairs at College of Science, NC State University, US.
Thank you very much. I'm so glad to come back again, and this is my first time visit this beautiful and the most historic and one of the largest women universities in Asia. And today, I will give you the opportunity to introduce a little bit about the project we are working on. The next developing the next generation of the female environmentalists. So this is a project funded by U.S. State Department, and the question is why we choose working with Pakistan, and why we choose the topic of climate change. So if you look at this map, this is the temperature distribution area based map. As you can see clearly, Pakistan, you have all the things, landscapes, like the mountain glacier in the north, and you have desert in a very dry river valley in the middle, and you have a tropical delta in the south. You have mountain, you have the ocean, you have big river, and you have very cool region, you have very hot region. And so, because just all the changes you're facing the climate change. For example, if you look at this curve, this is the temperature change in the past 120 years. As you can see, this shows clearly since the year 2000 particularly, the temperature in Pakistan rising sharply. In Pakistan, this is not global, this is in this country. And of course, another way to show the temperature distribution also very clear. As you can see, in the last 20 years, this has become very hot, very red. So this is the alarming message. At the same time, the Pakistan Meteorology Department issues the state of Pakistan climate in last year, the significant climate event. If you look at this one, you have a coolest place, you have a warmest place, you have a driest place. There are so many extremely events across this country. At this background, as you can see, not only the temperature anomaly, but if you look at the rainfall, as you can see, I think everybody in this room remember very, very vividly about 2022 flooding events. And as this in mind, the situation is not better in next 5 or next 10 or next 50 years. This is the temperature projection. As you can see, it's already very hot today. I'm not sure exactly today. Yesterday is 42 degrees. Today maybe 43. But look at this curve. Can you imagine if we keep have a 50 degree here? I know 50 is not rare anymore. So, if you look at this one, this is the heat wave guideline issued by the government here. This is in April. In April, the government said, okay, let's get prepared. But even with this preparation guideline, the temperature, the maximum temperature, as you can see, is only 48.1. Back to April. We said, okay, 48.1 is very hot. Right? But in reality, only 5 months after, in May of this year, what's the temperature we got? We got 52 degrees. As you can see, the reality even worse. So this is the situation we are facing. So, as you can see, more than half of our school-age children out of the school. After even some college, the administration after that the students stay at home have online course. Maybe here, I don't know about this campus, but as you can see the situation is not optimistic. And this is in the province Bandai, you can see the situation report about the heat wave. In only one province in the south, the patient admitted because of the heat wave more than 5,000 people. And you can see not only the heat wave, and not only the, in the south, in the north, if you look at the ice loss in the mountain ice region, almost the whole region exactly is we are losing ice. Of course, this is just a very simple equation. High temperature, ice is melting. But the melting ice doesn't mean the river receives more water. So it's not that simple. If you look at a historical record, from 1972 to 2022, last 50 years, the shoreline change is one of the largest delta of the mother river, mother delta of this country. You can see the shoreline retreat is dramatic. Some spots even up to 3,000 meters. So if you look at the water decrease, sediment decrease, I don't want to go into too detailed, but the point is, our river also suffering. Not only because of climate, because also our human being activity. Of course, our human being need activity also related to climate change, all connected together. If we talk about sustainability, this is not a simple one item. Everything has to work together. So this is the situation. If there's no river flow, of course there's no sediment, no nutrient, there's no flood delivered to the delta. Very simple. This is the situation we are facing. And we do some study. This is to show, the last 50 years, the Indus Delta, and you can see the red color show majority section or portion of the delta is kind of strong erosion. And the put it together, in the last 50 years, the Indus River Delta lost 300 square kilometers land. That's a loss of land, fertilized land. Not only the shoreline retreat, but we lost the land. And also land subsiding, saltwater intrusion. The farmland is not yield anything. So also the coral reef, the habitat is lost. very severe. This is the overall situation, sea level rise. And even we only have one sea level target gauge station. So this is also working with our partner, also encourage the government, invest a little bit, at least we use one sea level gauge station, continually monitor the sea level water level rise. So, for all this together, Delta facing a lot of challenge in the next decade, actually next 25 years. So, back to this, and this set the background, why Pakistan, why we choose climate change impact. Now you understand very well. We face a big challenge, but we need to work together. This is the background. So in this project, the topic is developing next generation female environmentalists, particularly study the climate change impact. So we, after the founding of US State Department, we hold a group meeting almost every 2 weeks and running a gathering and training the students. So for example, we have the Pakistan and US environmentalist women webinar series. So this is a bi-weekly webinar given by US and Pakistan female scholars. So far, more than 25 speakers from Pakistan and the US. The most recent speaker, for example, from Durham University Karachi campus, talk about the groundwater and water quality. And also from NC State, Dr. Jennifer Richmond talk about the community integrated geographic GIS system, study the air pollution. And Dr. Aya talked about GIS the spring model, Coastal City Karachi, and also the climate change on tropical environment. This is the most recent speaker that you will see. All the speakers is recorded and uploaded in the YouTube channel. So each speaker not only talk about science, each speaker also talk about their career experience as a woman environmentalist. So this is so inspiring the young female students, like all of you here, particularly in this largest women university. So also we have projects like a water climate simulation. Dr. Robert also yesterday and today in the training workshop also demonstrated students how we can work together as a global citizen, different countries, how we can mitigate the climate change, how we can try our best to control the temperature not more than 2 degrees. Now it looks like we had that borderline. So, and also we offer a master's program for climate change and society. And in this program, 25 credit course and 60 elective credit course. 3 students from Pakistan were successful graduates. So for example, one is Rahana, and she is from Balochistan, and Ulfa from the northern area of the Pakistan, a very mountain village close to the glacier, and he comes to study climate change. And she's doing the project about the impact of the ice loss. So also we have a student from this campus, Mihala, and as you can see here. So the project, as I mentioned, which one is using catchment to estimate the future ice mass change. And Rahana studied the decade of the Pakistan mangrove change, the coastal zone. And Mihala studied the heat variability assessment in volume. The same method that you also use here. So also we have the seminar, the students coming back. Dr. Wusma 2 weeks ago, he returned to this country and introduced the experience study experience in the US. And also with this news report, and also we visited here, and for example, last year we had a workshop in Ujjain Women University, and also we have a workshop here, in this stage last year. And so took this international workshop on the climate change, glacial, river, and ocean. You see here. And in return, the Pakistan women colleague scholars visited the US last August. So as you can see, we have a workshop training, we did different institutes, we did the mountain, and also we did host our Coastal Marine Science Institute. And we come in here with this training now, and also there's a group of colleagues of 5 days workshop in Hunter Valley. So this workshop covers so many items. As you can see, the purpose is very simple. We want to work together, particularly with female colleagues and female students, and try to counter the climate change, help us understand it. And in the upcoming, there's 7 female faculty will be in the US, and more training, more exchange, and particularly focus on the curriculum development. So we want here also align with the international institute, our training our next generation, particularly in climate change, our course design, our program degree design. So that's, as you can see, covers many aspects. And so we're looking forward to the future. Yes, temperature keep rising, but our passion also working together also rising. So thank you very much for giving this opportunity to share this project.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mera. She is actually leaving for an assignment. Thank you so much, Professor Dr. Khan, for insightful discussion. I warmly welcome our worthy Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. Shubhta, for joining us. Thank you so much, ma'am. Our next keynote speaker is Professor Dr. Tariq Majid. He is working as Professor and Director of School of Economics at the Rajasthan University, Islamabad. He did his PhD in Economics from the University of Glasgow, UK. Dr. Majid has been listed among the top 2% of world scientists by Stanford University ranking 2021, 2022, and 2023. And in recognition of his exceptional research achievements, Rajasthan University honored him with the Best Research Award in 2023. His research interests are development economics, international economics, environmental economics, Islamic economics, and financial economics. He has written several chapters in research books, and Dr. Majid has been involved in giving capacity building training in applied social sciences across the country. Please, we are truly honored to be here. Please join us on the stage.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear participants, students, faculty members, esteemed guest speakers, keynote speakers, and honorable guests, Vice Chancellor, thank you for honoring me at keynote address at such esteemed international gathering. The topic is very interesting, that is Group City Global Sustainability. Today I will discuss how to solve global sustainability problem with grassroots local governance through circular economy, technology, gender empowerment, and grassroots governance. Okay. First of all, we need to understand what is the sustainability problem. Sustainability problem is when we put extra pressure on the existing resources. For example, we set an estimated 55 billion tons of fossil fuel energies, minerals, metals, and biomass from the earth. The world has already lost 80% of its forests and we are currently losing them at a rate of 375 kilometers square per day. So it means the distance from Howrah to Faisalabad forest area is losing on daily basis. We have a garbage island floating in our ocean, mostly comprised of plastic, the size of India, Europe, and Mexico. More than 2 billion metric tons of municipal waste are generated worldwide every year, and we are using up 50% more natural resources than the earth can provide. And our current population, we need 1.6 earth, which we do not have. So this is sad truth. We have made so much loss that we need 1.6 earth, which is not available. So here I just want to quote the ayat of Quran. ظهر الفساد في البر والبحر بما كسبت أيدي الناس ليذيقهم بعض الذي عملوا لعلهم يرجعون. Allah says corruption has spread on land and sea as a result of what people's hand has done, so that many may cause them to face the consequences of some of their deeds, and perhaps they might turn to the right path. So what are the consequences? 6.7 billion premature deaths every year, according to WHO 2024, and additional 250,000 deaths by 2032 and 2050. And we are losing $2.4 billion income per year. Pollution rating is seeking to reduce gross domestic product by 1.3% to 1.9%. The World Economic Forum report suggests that more than half of global GDP is directly or indirectly expected to risk from current environmental challenges. 60% of ocean area is affected by human activities. Close to 90% of the world's marine stocks are fully exploited, overexploited, or depleted. So, humans destroy the nature, and in the response, nature will destroy the environment and livelihood and well-being of the human. Okay, here we need to simply understand one natural law. Human need tree for oxygen and tree need human for carbon dioxide. So basically I want to put the argument that human and tree, they have circular relationship. So this circulation relationship is in balance with natural laws. Natural laws are balanced, circular, regenerative and redistributive. Sustainability requires that economic, environment and society must be in harmony with natural law so as not to transcend the universe balance. Here again, France says, as for the sky, he raised it high and set the balance of justice so that you will dare record the state. So my main point here is that this whole universe is in balance and human has destroyed the balance, and we are facing the consequences due to sustainability crisis. The core issue, this is we can understand what is the human treatment with nature. Here I have one side I have mentioned a tree. Tree is a natural asset, and on the other side we have bank account. It is human made asset. So here very simple economics. So if the value of a timber value is $100, and if bank gives me 5% profit, so that then I am incentive to put my money in the bank and cut the tree. So until tree gives me 6% profit, then I will grow the tree. So here the relationship between human and nature is based on monetary incentive. So but here what is challenge that human, the core problem is that the pragmatic consideration totally ignores the vital non-timber value of the tree, that is the supply of oxygen by transforming carbon dioxide or any other natural assets and ecology resilience. So here tree is not just one term. I have put one Urdu verse, कट गया दरख्त मगर कल्लत की बात थी, बैठे रहे जमीन पर परिंदे तमाम राह. So the law of tree is not just law of income, this is the law of biodiversity and natural environment. So we can say that universe is balanced. So Allah gave us universe is balanced. It is balanced when economy, business, finance, society and ecological environment are in balance. But when we will put more pressure on economy, business and finance and less pressure on society and ecology, then we will say that humans have transgressed and it is unsustainable. Here Dr. Allama Iqbal said, इस कातल से भी मकरूज से गुजरती थी ये बता किससे मोहब्बत की जज़ा मांगेगा, सजदा खालक को भी, इब्लीस से याना भी, हशर में किससे इज्जत का सिला मांगेगा। तो ह्यूमन डिस्ट्रॉय द एनवायरनमेंट एंड ह्यूमंस हैव द सिंपैथी विद द एनवायरनमेंट। सो दिस इज डुअल रोल ऑफ ह्यूमन. Now we want to understand that why this global crisis of sustainability created, what is the beginning. So here I want to say that originally humans were foraging and animalism. Human hardly safe and they were extremely vulnerable to famines. ये जो हमारे पास surplus of concept है, it was not available in the history of human. These famines that brought the concept of surplus came in the industrial era. From machines to increase output per person and surplus level feed for migration to cities. It led to super expansion globally. So we can say that sustainability crisis created with surplus and surplus created with industrial revolution and industrial revolution created with increasing population, urbanization and output per person. Here I can show you the graph. You can see that minus 10,000 BC the change in population was almost static, but then we reached near 1800, the time of first industrial revolution, the population increased exponentially. The same is true with urbanization, exponential growth, and same is true with population output per person. So the point is when human has more productivity, it is known as productivity shock. Technology, economic students understand that classical argument, whatever is produced, says not, it is sold out. But classicals were not aware that there is an industrial revolution coming and human will produce a lot. Surplus. So what will happen with this? Meanwhile, Marxian pessimism. Marx warned the humanity that population grows dramatically and food grows less dramatically. He warned, but he was not aware that humans will go for their first. He said that when people have more money, they have more children. But interestingly, people have more money, they have children. Moreover, he was not aware that technological advancements will solve the problem of technological environmental crisis. Meanwhile, second industrial revolution comes and energy source is fossil fuels. And then third industrial revolution comes where energy source is electricity. So first industrial revolution put the pressure on resources and we had a linear economy. The four objective was GDP per capita increase, growth, development, take, wage, waste. This was the core principle of the whole world, global level. And then computerization, technology. And finally, we have fourth industrial revolution, that is artificial intelligence and advanced technology. So good news is the fourth industrial revolution will also offer opportunities for sustainable innovation and efficiency. So then we have sustainable innovation and efficiency. Here I want to show that linear development goals, they follow linear economy paradigm. Here you can see that this is linear curve: extraction, production, consumption, waste, etc. So what was the argument? So in this argument was that environment will take place itself. So there was a plethora of the studies on environmental goodness. So students are aware, the participants, goodness was argument that initially development increases, increases, but there are still over factors. The same concept is borrowed for environmentalists, that the environment pollute, then people will value at later stage, and the famous slogan, grow first, clean later. The whole world convinced with this slogan, but practically the world has facing environmental challenges. Then we have IPAD model, CPPAD model, but these all models kept us in linear form. तो यहाँ पे मेरा अभिप्राय ये है कि अभी तक जितनी दौड़ थी, that was for scale, economies of scale, production, productivity, growth, development, and take, wage, waste. But later on, sustainable development goal came focused on circular economy. Regenerative economy. Why circular economy? The circular economy, there are numerous benefits. It creates resource efficiency, environmental gains, innovation, competitiveness, job creation. The regenerative economy
Goals set further by aiming to improve and regenerate natural social system through restoration, renewability, equity, and well-being. So in linear economy we say pay, make, waste. In circular economy we say produce, consume, reuse, return, recycle. So here we are taking in retake, remake, reuse, and recycle. And after this, I can show you what is the complete paradigm which the world doesn't want to take. Here I have shown you this symbiotic paradigm. This symbiotic paradigm means where economy, ecology, society are independent. Then partially embedded paradigm where economy, ecology, society are partially correlated. This is known as ESG, environment, sustainability, governance driven. And then SDGs, it is also partially embedded government driven. And finally, fully embedded environment, we need economy, society, ecology, and spirituality and connection with nature. So spirituality and connection with nature will complete the circle of circular economy, and we can solve global sustainability problem. So otherwise, all three theories which I discussed, they will not solve the global sustainability problem. And the mean temperature, which in first case will remain more than 4 centigrade, in second and third case 3 to 2 centigrade, and in fully embedded paradigm we can go for less than 1.5 centigrade pre-industrial temperature. So my main argument is we need to go for technological inclusive circular economy. So technology is this is the fourth revolution. Technology can solve the problem of sustainability through renewable energy innovation, ICT, smart agriculture, urban sustainability, and waste management and recycling. Giving you the shortage of time, I will start my presentation. Here I want just to argument that we can achieve sustainability through the use of technology in such a way that our whole economic system works in a circularity. Circularity means things moving in loop, and we are not putting pressure on virgin resources and extraction of resources. Here I am showing you. So the role of ICT is very crucial in achieving circular economy. Its first order effect, production, diversity, use and disposal, and its second order effects are ICT application. So ICT application in terms of digital application, they also release the pressure on resources. Third effect is systematic effects. Similarly, we can go for green through ICTs with more efficient and smart technology, and greening ICTs and greening through ICTs. So next, gender inclusive circular economy. As Professor Clark pointed out, female environmentalists to build a sustainable, all-encompassing and just model to create systematic solutions. The circular economy needs a socio-economic and political framework that is gender equal. Existing research demonstrates that women are overrepresented in end-of-life, low-value and informal circular economy activities like rationalization, recycling, and reuse. Women's engagement is less noticeable than focusing on more value-added circular economy. यहाँ पे मेरा पॉइंट ये है कि वुमेन्स को जो इंडस्ट्रियल पॉलिसी, क्रिएशन, क्रिएटिविटी, because females are more creative for circular economy, they can be more solutions, more design by nature, they go for more sustainability and saving technologies. According to global survey, women are more likely to recycle, reduce waste, purchase organic food and products with eco labels, and take part in household water and energy saving. Moreover, women need to be in managerial and leadership positions. Women are often the knowledge holders for creation of sustainable practice. And last, I want to put my argument. At this point, I put the whole discussion of global sustainability, but here my argument is global sustainability will not work until unless we will intervene with grassroots governance. So what is meant by grassroots governance? Here I mean that think globally, but think globally. Global policy means single rate. Grassroots governance means heterogeneous rate. For example, if I give you just my own example, I belong to Toba Racing and Jam, they are closely related, just 30-minute drive. But in drastically change, people behavior, people approach, their practices, their living, their practices, in just one city. So then how can we go for single governance policy for the global world? So this is a bottom-up approach where local communities and organizers are involved in decision making that affect their immediate environment and livelihood. This approach is crucial for confirming that development projects are tailored to the specific needs and circumstances of local population. So here the best example we can take on China. China, whenever adopt the global policy, it tailors it to the unique experiences, practices, requirement, and need of the township, local villages. The same policy we do for other developing countries in Pakistan and South Asian economies. It enhances accountability and transparency, fostering innovation through knowledge. So, grassroots governance power local knowledge and innovation. Local communities generally hold a deep understanding of their environment and conventional practices that can be aligned with advanced technology to attain sustainable outcomes. हम अक्सर ये कहते हैं कि policy fail हो. Why policies are not working? Policies will not work until we will interlink policies and technology with the local experiences, with local practices, with local norms and local requirements. हम अक्सर ये गिला करते हैं कि बाहर तो ऐसे होता है, हमारे पास में ये प्रॉब्लम है, या हमारे पास में ये इशू है, हम ये नहीं करते. We should not say this. हमारे मुल्क की ये गलती है किसी हमारी अपनी नॉर्म है, हमारी अपनी वैल्यूज है. Remember that these norms and values are valuable, and we need to adopt technology for digitalization with our own unique values, our own culture, our own practice. So this is my main point, that we need to think globally, and then we need to tailor the policy to unique experience of local communities. Grassroots governance structures has been shown. Conclusion. We cannot achieve global sustainability until we focus on the circular economy. My first message is we need to go for circular economy. एक छोटी सी example दूंगा कि दोस्तों ने हमने देखा था कि ये बोतल की जो प्लास्टिक है कोक की, तो बोतल लेके आते हैं तो बाद उसको वापस नहीं करते. तो उसके बाद कॉन्सेप्ट आया है बोतल लेना उसको वेस्ट करने का ऑप्शन क्या है. So the things circular economy is in favor of keeping things in loop, and we embrace a gender inclusive circular economy. Women are more environmentally conscious. We adopt technological advancements. While the role of advanced technology is vital, it cannot stand alone. Grassroots governance is critical. Grassroots governance ensures that development initiatives are supported by empowering local communities, enhancing accountability, and leveraging local knowledge. Again, my point is local knowledge, local experience, local philosophy is more important than implementing sustainable projects and interlinking technology with this. So, grassroots ensure that sustainable development initiatives are tailored to the unique needs and circumstances of local population, fostering a sense of ownership. Because local population then need ownership, then they give their best, and they also make a surety of accountability. Local knowledge and action practice serve as invaluable assets in the quest for sustainability. Finally, the role of women is critical in shaping future global sustainability. Women tend to be more environmentally conscious and play a significant role in the contemporary circular paradigm. Challenges and the way forward. The first challenge for sustainability or for the grassroots governance is financial issue. Lack of financial assistance is the major problem. Technical skills, digital divide, and to tackle these barriers, local communities, the private sector, government, and international organizations need to collaborate, targeted investments, capacity building, initiate gender inclusive circular economy, introducing inclusive policy framework. By addressing these challenges through collaborative efforts, we can pave the way for a resilient, sustainable, and inclusive future. Thank you so much. And lastly, I will say the greatest threat to our planet is the belief that someone else will save it. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams, and it was that many an army is called in Instagram से जरा नाम हो तो यूनिटी हो सके.
Thank you, sir, for that enlightening session. And yes, we can't follow a one-size-fits-all approach. We need to have a customized approach that is in line with our cultural values and our social norms. The next speaker that we have for today is Dr. Eddie Emmett. He's currently working as a professor and chair at Citizen University at Philadelphia, United States. He's done his PhD in behavioral neurosciences from the University of Wisconsin, America. He's a distinguished researcher and member of various international psychological societies, including the Society for Neurosciences, American Psychological Society, and the Southwestern Psychological Association. We have the lecture recorded here, which will be presented now.
Distinguished guests, friends, and colleagues, Assalamu alaikum and good morning. Today I'm honored to speak to you about a topic that is not only timely but is essential for our future: the psychology of sustainable consumer behavior. As we face unprecedented environmental challenges, understanding and promoting sustainable consumer behavior has never been more critical. And though this talk has pleasant slants to sustainable consumer behavior, areas of concern are not too distant from what we can think about sustainability in Pakistan. Sustainable consumer behavior refers to the choices that individuals make to minimize their environmental impact, conserve resources, and reduce waste. It involves a shift towards products and practices that are environmentally friendly, socially equitable, and economically viable. The importance of sustainable consumption cannot be overstated, as it is pivotal to environmental conservation, public health, and overall quality of life. Non-sustainable consumption patterns have severe environmental consequences, including resource depletion, pollution, waste accumulation, and climatic change. These issues pose significant threats to our planet and future generations. On the other hand, sustainable consumer behavior can lead to reduced environmental impacts, improved public health, and enhanced quality of life. Several psychological factors influence our behavior, including values and beliefs, social norms, identity, and perceived behavioral control. These factors play a crucial role in shaping our everyday decisions. According to Gifford in 2011, values and beliefs form the foundation of our attitudes towards the environment and our willingness to adopt sustainable practices. This lesson is not new. It is taught to us by our faith that tells us to be gentle with the environment and not be spendthrift with our ways. Environmental values and beliefs significantly impact consumer behavior. Individuals who are concerned about environmental issues and believe in the importance of conservation are more likely to engage in sustainable behaviors. Personal values such as altruism and a sense of responsibility towards the planet drives such decisions. Clayton in 2003 said, individuals who identify with environmentalism are more likely to engage in behaviors that align with their environmental values. Social norms also profoundly influence our behavior. People who tend to conform to societal expectations and behaviors of those around them can engage in sustainable practices as a norm within the community. Individuals are more likely to adopt similar behaviors that are around them. Additionally, environmental identity, or seeing oneself as an environmentally responsible person, can strengthen commitments to sustainable actions. Perceived behavioral control refers to an individual's belief in their ability to perform such specific behavior. When people feel that they can easily adopt sustainable practices and that their actions make a difference, they are more likely to engage in such behaviors. Factors such as the availability of sustainable options and the ease of adopting those practices influence perceived control. Despite the importance of sustainable consumption, several barriers can hinder individuals from adopting these behaviors. These include cognitive biases, lack of information, and economic practical constraints. Gifford in 2011 discussed how these biases can create psychological barriers to adopting sustainable practices. cognitive biases such as status quo bias, and the discounting of future benefits can prevent individuals from making sustainable choices. The status quo bias refers to the tendency to stick with familiar behaviors, while discounting future benefit involves underestimating the long-term advantages of sustainable actions. A lack of information about sustainable options and the environmental impacts of consumer choices can also be a significant barrier. Many consumers are unaware of the benefits of sustainable products or how their
Our next keynote speaker is Mr. Zaffar Mahmood Chaudhary, the Senior Vice President of Lahore Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and he is the Chairman of Saw Group Companies, which manufactures and exports the agricultural machinery. He is the President of Pakistan Africa Business Association, and a body that is actively exploring the Africa market for the benefit of Pakistan's business community. He is newly elected second district governor of Lions Club International. Please, sir, join us and welcome.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Nahmaduhu sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. Shilpa Nasar, Professor Dr. Shahab Mani, Chairperson, Punjab Higher Education Commission, Dr. Afzal, Dean Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences, Ms. Sumera Sanat, respected foreign speakers, international trustees, guests, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. It's an honor for me to address the distinguished gathering at the International Conference of Contemporary Challenges in Global Sustainability, navigating towards a resilient future with a focus on economic, environment, and gender dynamics. I extend my heartfelt gratitude to the management of Lahore College for Women University for conducting this valuable conference. Lahore Chamber of Commerce and Industry is the oldest and biggest chamber of Pakistan. We have more than 40,000 active people right now. I would certainly like to share a few thoughts on the topic of the conference. Challenges of global sustainability and complex and multi-factors which require a holistic approach that may integrate economic, environmental, and gender dynamics. As we navigate toward a resilient future, it is imperative that we recognize the infiniteness of these dimensions on the essential role that industry, academia, and government must play in addressing them. The economic dimension of sustainability necessitates innovative approach to develop industry must adopt sustainable practice that promote long-term economic growth with minimizing environmental impact. This includes investing in green technology, enhancing energy efficiency, and promoting sustainable supply chain. Industry leads must be committed to corporate social responsibility, ensuring that their operation benefits the broader society and not just their own community. I am very convinced to say that the path to economic sustainability cannot be forced by industry alone. Academia plays a crucial role by driving research and innovation. Universities must serve as a hub of knowledge and expertise, fostering collaboration between researchers, students, industry professionals through cross-functional research. Academia can develop new technology and strategies that address the complex challenges of sustainability. Furthermore, by integrating sustainability and curricula, educational institutions can prepare the next generation of leaders to think critically about these issues and devise effective solutions. It is needless to mention that government policies and regulations are equally vital. Government must create an enabling environment that encourages sustainable practice. This includes enacting laws and regulations that promote environmental protection, offering incentives for sustainable business practices, and investing in green infrastructure. There are very alarming facts and figures being revealed by the environmental peoples around the globe, but sorry to say, all are falling on deaf ears. Let me share some of these with you. The world is facing significant environmental challenges that require urgent attention according to the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change. Global temperatures have already increased above pre-industrial levels, with the past decades being the warmest on record. This warming has contributed to more frequent and severe weather events, including floods, wildfires, etc. The World Wildlife Fund reports that we have lost 60% of the wildlife population after 1970. Primarily due to habits, destruction, population, and climate changes. Furthermore, the United Nations estimates that around 8 million metric tons of plastic waste enter the ocean each year, contributing to the degradation of all these situations and marine systems. Air pollution remains a critical issue as well, with the World Health Organization indicating that 91% of the world population lives in areas where air quality level is exceeded by the WHO guidelines limit, leading to approximately 7 million premature deaths annually. These statistics underscore that urgent need for conditional global action to address environmental degradation and promote sustainability. Since the Industrial Revolution, human activities have been the primary driver of climate change due to greenhouse gas emissions. These emissions provide a natural way in the atmosphere, trapping the sun's heat and raising temperature. In 2022, the Earth's surface temperature was approximately 0.91 degrees Celsius, warmer than the 20th century average. The global temperature has consistently been among the hottest on record in recent years. The global energy related to carbon dioxide emissions stood around 14.3 billion metric tons in 2021. Gender dynamics are a crucial aspect of sustainability, as women often bear the brunt of environmental degradation and economic inequality. Policies that empower women and promote gender equality are essential for creating a resilient and equitable future. According to the Global Gender Gap 2024 by the World Economic Forum, while no country has achieved full gender parity, 97% of the economies, including India, have closed more than 60% of the gender gap. As the Pakistan is approximately at 146th number in gender equality. I must mention that the ICCI is paying special attention to empower women in many ways. There are more than 2,000 women members in the ICCI, which is a record number of membership as compared to any other chamber in Pakistan. I'm glad to say that the new membership of women is consistently increasing every year. The lower number of farms and industries is also playing a vital role for the women and to the many initiatives in the last 2 years for the betterment and improvement of the females. Coming back to the topic, I would say that the synergy between industry, academia and government is essential working together. These sectors can create a robust framework for sustainability. Likewise, public-private partnerships can also drive innovation and investment in sustainable technology. Economically, the Pakistan is not standing on the right way. the last budget created a lot of issues, and the future of the industry, is not in a safe hand as well. The 25% of the industry to deindustrialization in the last 5 years. More than 30 million people were unemployed in the last 5 years. The economic growth is 0%. These are the indications by the minister as well. The budget, which is going to increase every year, so this last year that was 30,660 billion, now 80,970 billion. Last year, the 50% was the interest rate in the budget. This year, 52% of the budget is the interest that we pay as well. We went from the platform of the All Chamber of Commerce and Industry. A lot of things. There is no industrial policy announced in the last 30 years. There is no export policy announced. Even there is a tax imposed on the export as well, which is already at a very minimal place, 27.4 billion. The total remittance to Pakistan is 56 billion euro, which is approximately $150 per capita sees. And the per capita payment, the pressure of the foreign exchange is $550. So this $400 difference, $450 approximately difference is the pressure. The management, the foreign exchange management is very poor. We need to address this foreign exchange management as well. The sustainability is the crucial part, but the government is not taking any initiative. Every government will change after 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, they bring the new policies and they start the new things, rush up, drop the dustbin as well. But until the government declares the 8 policies, the Pakistani economy cannot be survived even the sustainability is not possible as well. In that case, the import was $80 billion in 2022, now it comes less than $50 billion in this year. Which is the indication that the growth is also 0%. So the smuggling increased to all these things, and this is the indication of inflation rate which increased, especially the food inflation last year was 48%. Unfortunately, the prices of the wheat and other agricultural commodities were reduced due to the policies, the negative policies, the farmers was negatively impacted by all these things and the prices come down, the wheat and all those things. The government claims that these prices have been bring down by the government, which is not true. Industry and industries can play a vital role as the government is not playing this role as well. This is not a part of the economic research, but I'm just mention these indications which we need to address from the platform of industry and academia. The growing challenges of global sustainability require a concerted efforts of all sectors of society by addressing the roles of industry, academia, and government. As we already have the embassy university as well, and we once again offer to let's do the R&D together. The Lahore Chamber of Commerce and Industry has a very strong R&D department. We are launching the 8 studies this year. This will be the first time in the history of the Chamber, not in Lahore Chamber, in all over the country, the first time the 8 studies are going to be printed for the government as well on the economic different issues. Soon you will see these things. We can navigate towards a clear future that the economically viable, environmentally sound, and socially equitable, offer the unconditional support from the Lahore Chamber of Commerce and Industry to organize this organization and all collaborating organizations that step forward come towards the Lahore Chamber of Commerce and Industry. And we can do a lot of things together as well without the government participation. The government is not be serious, not have the time to address the issues between the academia and industry as well. I wish the best of luck to all of you for working together and successfully achieve the sustainable development goals. Pakistan, Bangladesh.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ratan. Your academia industry activities efforts are really remarkable and we are always thankful to you. We are deeply honored to have with us today the chief guest, Professor Dr. Shahid Munir. He is a prominent academic and administrative figure in Pakistan. He currently serves as the chairman of Punjab Higher Education Commission Pakistan, where he plays a significant role in shaping.
Thank you. Bismillah. Honorable Vice Chancellor of College Government University, Professor Sultan Sahib, Honorable Dean, Professor Dr. Sahab, dignitaries on stage, faculty members from different universities, research scholars, students, Assalamu alaikum. I think so much has been said about this topic that nothing left and technical to speak about, but I would like to briefly throw light on the four issues related to the challenges in global sustainability. To me, the first challenge is the uneven distribution of wealth in this global world. According to the International Monetary Fund, the richest 10% of the global population owns 76% of all the wealth, while the present half barely possesses 2%. This stark inequality is a major barrier to sustainable development. This uneven distribution of wealth is a biggest hurdle for a sustainable development for all the countries. Then the COVID-19 pandemic increased these disparities, causing a drop in consumer demand across all industry sectors, resulting in an economic recession and unemployment rate of 6.5%, which translates to 220 million unemployed people globally. Even before the pandemic, our education system struggled to prepare young people for the future jobs, for the future skills, leaving many underemployed or with skills misaligned with the global market. The second issue related to the sustainability is the global wars. The ongoing conflict in Ukraine further disrupts the global economy. Ukraine accounts for 40% of global production of seed oil, corn and wheat, while Russia accounts for 25% of the world's natural gas. The volatility in oil and gas prices during the COVID-19 pandemic, compounded by the war in Ukraine, continues to send economic shockwaves worldwide. Similarly, Israel's aggression in Palestine is a challenge for the sustainable world. So the global war is another challenge for the sustainable development. The third is the environmental sustainability. The Earth's average land temperature has gone nearly from different reports from 0.6% to 0.6 degrees centigrade to 1 degree centigrade in the past 50 years as a result of human activity. Global greenhouse gas emissions have grown by nearly 80% since 1970, and atmospheric concentrations of the major greenhouse gases are at their highest level in last 800,000 years. We are already seeing and feeling the impacts of climate change, with weather events such as droughts and storms becoming more frequent and intense, and changing rainfall patterns. Researchers estimated that since the 1980s,
weather-related economic loss events have tripled. The research conducted by Swiss Re Institute paints a stark picture of the economic ramifications of climate change. By 2050, the global economy could lose a staggering 10% of its total value, with Asian economies projected to bear the brunt of this impact. In the best case scenario, GDP could be hit by 5.5%, rising to 26.5% in a severe scenarios. Pakistan, as the fifth most climate vulnerable nation, has witnessed the devastating toll of climate-related disasters, floods, resulting in lives, the loss of lives, and billions of dollars in economic losses. Despite being responsible of less than 1% of global greenhouse gas emissions, our people bear the burden of Earth's deadliest polluters. If urgent action is not taken to mitigate greenhouse gas emissions, 800 million people in South Asia face amplified poverty, homelessness, and hunger. Number fourth issue is the gender equality. Gender equality is a cornerstone of sustainable development. Despite significant progress, women and girls worldwide continue to face discrimination and barriers that hinder their full potential. It is crucial to integrate gender perspectives into our sustainability efforts, ensuring that women have equal access to education, healthcare, and economic opportunities. By doing so, we not only uphold human rights, but also unlock the immense potential that women and girls bring into the society. No country has made economic and social progress without empowering its women who contribute to develop the economy and modernize society. Educating women is the most effective way of improving their own situation and also of the country in which they live. Achieving gender equality isn't just a moral issue, it makes economic sense. Equality between men and women in all aspects of life, from access to health and education to political power and earning potential, is fundamental to whether and how societies thrive. Change is not happening fast though. For the past decades, the World Economic Forum been measuring the pace of change through the Global Gender Gap Report, and at current rates, it would take the world another 118 years or until 2133 to close the economic gap entirely. It is estimated that 70% of 1.5 billion people living in conditions of poverty are women. Worldwide, women are 14 times more likely to die in climate events and 4 times more likely to be displaced because of climate change. Pakistan's population is increasing, while its stock of freshwater resources is fixed or likely to decrease due to climate change. It is predicted that in the next 25 years, surface water supply will decrease by around 40% as Himalayan glaciers melt. Pakistani population will increase to 335 million. There is a dire need to create an environment conducive enough for women to come out and vote. This will help Pakistan meet the standard set by CEDAW in Article 7 and by the International Convention on Civil Rights Article 3. Likewise, goal number 5 of the Sustainable Development Goals of the United Nations for gender equality and empowerment will also be met. As the chairperson of the Punjab Higher Education Commission, I assure you of our commitment to foster innovation in sustainability. We are dedicated to support initiatives that advance our understanding and address the complex challenges we face. Our institutions must be at the forefront of this transformation, serving as incubators of ideas and solutions that drive sustainable development. In conclusion, I would like to congratulate the Hall College for Women University for hosting this essential conference. Your dedication to discuss the global sustainability challenges is commendable and inspiring. I am confident that the discussions and the outcomes of this event will contribute significantly to our shared goals of a resilient and sustainable future. Let us seize this opportunity to collaborate, innovate, and lead the way towards a world where economic prosperity, environmental health, and gender equality are realities for all. Thank you, and I wish you all the productive and enlightening conference. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Doctor, and we are confident that your valuable insights will fuel our passion for resilience, equitable and sustainable future for generations to come. Now I request our Worthy Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. Shrupta Das, to deliver her remarks. Her support has been instrumental in making this conference a reality.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Respected Professor Dr. Shahid Mahir Sahib, Chairman Punjab Higher Education Commission, distinguished guests, foreign and local participants, and my very dear students, Assalamu alaikum. It's a great honor for Lahore College Sarojini University for organizing this international 3-day conference. It is organized by the Department of Economics, Department of Environmental Sciences, and Department of Gender Studies. As you know, the conferences, seminars, and workshops are definitely a platform to share your research findings, gain your knowledge, and share ideas, develop insight, and definitely establish networking and collaborations at national and international level. The purpose of this international conference is to share ideas and expertise to bridge the gap between technology and conventional practices and research integrated with new trends. I appreciate all the 3 departments for organizing such as informative 3 days international conference and encourage that such events should be arranged in future to enhance the research-oriented environment at our university. I am thankful to all guest speakers, all departments for joining us in this event. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Now I kindly request our chief guest, Professor Dr. Shahid Mahir, along with our Worthy Vice Chancellor, along with Dr. Muhammad Afzal and Dr. Arfa, kindly come on the stage to distribute the souvenirs of our today's keynote speakers and guest of honor. Professor Dr. Paul Liu, Director of International Affairs, College of Science, NC State University. Please give a big round of applause for the valuable discussions and insights. Next goes to Professor Dr. Tariq Majid, our next keynote speaker, Director of Economics at University of Islamabad. Please, audience, appreciate our keynote speaker. Next, our guest of honor, Professor Dr. Walter Robinson. Professor Dr. Thomas Joe Kelly. Professor Dr. Roberto Mira. Mr. Azmat Javed, Director Park Canada Business Council, Park Sri Lanka Council, Director of Grand Group of Companies who play significant role in promoting SMEs in Pakistan. He is the guest of honor for this conference. Dr. Roberto Villa. Now, I request our worthy Vice Chancellor to present the token of appreciation and honor to the distinguished chief guest, Professor Dr. Shahid Noori, Chairman, Punjab Higher Education Commission. Thank you so much, everyone. Please, after that, join us on the stage for group photo. This is a token of love for our worthy Vice Chancellor. If all certificates are distributed, this is this. Okay, along with the shield, there are small token of appreciation and from NCWU for our honorable guest. This will be distributed among all our honorable guests of honor. I request our chief guest to give the token of love for our worthy Vice Chancellor, sir. Thank you so much, ma'am. Okay, thank you so much for joining us.